Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to AutoForge Early Access. It is a side-scrolling / platformer automation sandbox game, which is, there are not a whole lot of those. In fact, is this the only one? It's one of the only ones I can think of that is actually out on Steam. I played it for a couple of videos last year, rather liked it, and got a big update, I think a month ago, called Special Delivery that added some more stuff. And I think it's getting another one, like, fairly soon. The developer's been putting out... Yeah, the next one is Forgotten Wilds. Dev's been putting out a lot of cool updates for this game, so I figured it was a good time to dive back in. Especially because, I mean, the Steam sale's going on right now, and it's a good opportunity for me to check out old games that I haven't seen in a while that have gotten some updates. So it's normally 20 bucks, down to 16, but if you're a factory automation fan, that's not a bad price. Okay, master of the tutorial test for help. All right. So this seems pretty standard. We'll get to the actual, like, fun bits momentarily, if we can. So collect 8 stone from a rock, craft a forge. I'm gonna get at least a couple of these cursed logs first. I wonder, did I nuke all the sound settings? No, I don't think I did. Unless I nuked the sound settings on the main menu as well. There we go, now I can actually hear stuff. I used to play the early access launch version of this on my own. When I was just, like, doing other things, and, I was worried for a second I killed all the sound effects. Anyway, we can't go past that darkness. The craft a forge menu under the structures menu of the craft. Okay, structures, we want to make a forge. Also make a wood chest. It doesn't look like I have too much else. I guess I can make a couple planks for the sake of it. Well, that goes on. Let's take a look. Oops. Picked up an ancient chest. Don't know what to do with that. Yeah, let's just wait for a couple of these things to roll. Because we're going to want to automatically harvest some automatically. We're going to want to harvest some resources from the back side of things. Actually, can I do anything here? So this requires 5 iron ingots. I guess we just have to make those. Tab, put this down. Okay, forge here. I'll put it here for the time being. Interact with the forge. We want to give it some wood and... Oh, stone. We can't do that. I'm going to need some actual iron before I can do anything. The other question is how much iron ore is it per bar? That says 5. So I guess this is going to give me twice as much, but maybe that's fine. Okay, iron ore. And then if I put that there, that's just going to automatically go into this chest, which is really convenient. Now we just have to wait until I can get enough. I guess I should put the ancient chest back down over here for the time being. You still going? Yeah, you're still going, you're just slow. Yeah, we want to just let that roll because I want to get that crank drill ASAP. Because that means I'm no longer going to have to use my lazy fingers to do things. Okay, there we go. Huh. Seems to take a little bit to update, but that's okay. All right, research is done. So what else do we need? Combustion drill, iron gears, automation. Combustion drill might actually be worth... I'm going to remove this from the queue for a second, because I'm going to have to make some things. Oh, crank drill. Did we run out? I mean, maybe. Okay, crank drill number 1. You can put it here. And rotate. And then we can actually crank this drill. This is, as silly as this sounds, actually one of my favorite parts of this game. So now that I've cranked it, it's got some potential energy, and I can just let it run for a second. For actually a little while. We can look at setting up other things. We have torches for light, which isn't a bad idea. I guess I'll build 2 of those. And then let's go get ourselves some extra planks while we're here. I guess I'll get the big rock too. Let's see. And then, yeah, I can move some things around because I can actually have the crank drill output into the Oh, this does have a limited amount of resources. It should be fine, maybe. But yeah, the fact that you can crank your initial structures is extremely cool to me, at least as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, other people might not be as, like, wowed by it, but for me, using the potential energy of, like, a crank is just such a fun idea for how to handle... Oh, I guess we did actually have some. Refines into 2 metal. I don't know. It's such a fun idea for how to handle, you know, keeping things powered, at least initially. But it's still inconvenient enough that you have to constantly come back and fuel it. It's just not quite as resource intensive. So you can get up and running faster with less fuss. Or at least what feels like less fuss. I'm going to make another one of these crank drills. Oh, I guess I already had one. Okay, we also have void matter. Should I put a torch down? Oh, wow, that actually makes a difference. Because yeah, I might as well take one of these. It can only handle a certain amount of this. But this way it can at least start stacking up some wood. Problem is we don't know how to make platforms yet. What do we need for that? Construction. Stone and plank. Oh, well that's actually fairly easy. Because yeah, if we can get those platforms down, then I can potentially just have this thing auto output into a auto input into a chest, so we can slowly collect the remaining 778 wood in this node. I will admit, on a personal level, I'm much more of a like. I actually prefer it when my my nodes are infinite, so it's more about making the perfect factory rather than having to worry about scarcity. But I also recognize scarcity is kind of part of these games. It's an important lesson to learn that, hey, resources aren't infinite. You can't mine endlessly. And that sometimes mining, you know, can actually be disastrous to the local environment. Okay, so let's get a little bit of scaffolding. We're probably going to want to get a bunch of ladders, too. Because I think I'm going to want to get out of here. Okay, but if I put the scaffolding right here, I am a fool. I don't have another chest. I do have another chest. But I might as well make one more. Let's see. I guess for this one, the mining isn't as disastrous, but like, I remember when playing Minecraft as a kid, whenever I play Minecraft, I'm always a little leery about like mining too deep into like the surrounding area, because I know sometimes it can be, it can actually like really ruin the vibe of a location. Give that a little bit more. Okay, let's see about these ladders. Probably actually put some of these things here. Because the thing is, we want to go up. Problem is, it gets in my way. Oh, no, that's soil. Okay, can't make any more even if I wanted to. Let's go back to materials, make more of this. I'm gonna need planks. Oh. There we go. So it also wants me to expand the emitter. I guess I can work on that. Keep these going. I will admit, some part of me kind of wishes these tutorials were like just a little bit more like, oh yeah, you clearly vaguely know what you're doing. Or at least you're figuring this out. Okay, so we can interact with this thing. Well, I've turned it on at the very least. What can we do with it? So using the void matter that we've collected somehow, and 10 iron ingots, we can unlock the region and expand the accessible area. And now we can go look for other things. What does the mainframe give me? Oh, so these are the talent points, but I don't think we have access to them yet. What's this doing? Yeah, it's there. The problem is I need oodles of ladders if I want to get anywhere. And probably some platforms. It looks like some of these resources don't move. Okay, there we go. I guess the other thing I should consider doing is actually making some torches. Oh, but we don't have any oil anyway. There we go. We also have the mushroom. We do have that tech fragment that I was supposed to be looking for. Let's see. Is there anything? My character is currently hiding just like a little bit of UI, but it's like, press T for research. It's like, I don't think you guys need to see that. Glow Boy! Love that name for a mushroom. It gives me a Glow Boy spore. Get a box. We get Entangled Ancient Tech. Oh, it's a floppy disk. Okay, and I can get soil from a couple of these. It's actually kind of useful. I can use that as a fuel source if I want to. Yeah, let's clean up some of these areas. I'm going to have to do a lot. Probably. Let's see. I don't think I've expanded tremendously. You can also zoom out like wicked far. If I want to. Oh, there's some torches and resin. Okay, so what is this? That's a mana deposit, so we're going to have to leave that for later. Grab the rest of these. Okay, what else do we have here? This is either a giant... Oh, it's a big old wood deposit. Okay, so what kind of deposit is this? Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't say. I guess I can just put a platform here. Okay, so what is this? Still saying soil. Stone deposit. Yeah, so we're going to want to set up some generators here. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to need combustion. I always feel bad about combustion just because, I don't know, I don't like combustive industries that much in real life. So it's one of those where it's like, you know, can I make do without? And the answer is, in this case, no. Not in the slightest. Where's that music? The music is really good on this one. It's just rare. I'm not a person who enjoys silence. Okay, so this is an iron deposit. And a bigger one that we found. So that's kind of everything. Let's break this rock and go down and restart my drills. Because I'm sure at this point they're close to running out. Yep. And the other one has already stopped. I guess it wanted me to upgrade myself in the mainframe. So, grants the power of Apotheos. Increases max health, boosts harvesting power by 50%, crafting speed by 25%. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, let's let this go again. So, as I'm going to have to exist heavily on a grid here, I guess we're just going to have to clear some of these things out and just extend my ladders upward. Harvest the ladder, put the ladder back, craft more ladder. Okay. Oh, it's right click, not shift click. So spoiled by other games being different amounts. I just want this to be my central ladder to get anywhere. Well, I'd say elevator, if you will, but this is... Okay, this is slightly different. Hello. Krankos. Oh no! Did I fall asleep again? Thanks for waking me up, brother. Who knows how long I was out for? It's so dark in here. I'll give him a torch. Ah, light. That's much better. If you're looking for the comms network, you should explore the neighboring regions. Okay, I don't know if this guy actually has, like, any reason for me to interact with him. Yeah, I think my entire goal is to just have this singular ladder that goes up and down. That is my, like, primary location. The problem is it's so easy for me to pick up my own ladders. It makes it a little tricky. Okay. Whatever beautiful music we were having ain't coming back, so I'm going to switch to my own. I really like it when games specifically let you, like, set how often the music plays. Like, what kind of delay you've got between them. It just makes for a much easier time. As a creator and as just like a person who does not like long periods of silence. And so this way I can just kind of, well, listen to something. Evidently, the game is super quiet. Because I'll have to turn things up to compensate, because yeah, my own music is on the higher side. Up to like 50%, give or take. There we go. Punch the microphone. I'm sorry. I do that more often than I'd like to. Honestly, they might have actually just turned the game volume down on its own. There we go. Manageable. Yeah, some of these games start loud. I wonder if this is one of those that originally did, and they turned it down, or if it was always, I don't know, it doesn't matter too much. Because once again, this is mana, which we don't need mana too bad. I mostly wanted to clear this area out just because. Okay, I guess it also kind of wants me to, well, you know, all things considered. I have to be kind of careful about this. So we have these weird oil beast creatures that are going to inhabit the surface. It's probably fine. I can't imagine they're going to be getting into my base. And if they are, I can probably make like walls and a door. There we go. Yeah, so I can fight these guys. Yeah, I don't think they're actually going to fall down. Maybe. Okay, so we have drowned tree. Yeah, so we have some resources I can snag here if I want to. But yeah, if they don't fall down into my facility, then I don't need to worry about it. Alright, back down again. Is this out of juice? This is out of juice. Keep it juiced. Okay. Give that some more. Same deal over here. Okay, nothing in the wood chest. Really? Damn. Okay. Oh, wants me to destroy an oil slime spawner. I guess I could do that. Let's go get the one that's near the house. Pick this up. Let's actually start some tech, though. Because I should do that. Automation is going to require some mana and pipes. Okay. Craft. 10 of those. And then let's go pick up some mana, seeing as apparently we need it for things. Let's see. So I need exactly 10 mana, and then we're good to go. Because that'll finish with the first tier. That'll finish with the first tier abilities. Okay. So discover the deposits. Kind of way ahead of you on that one. Okay. Did I actually take any damage? Doesn't look like it. So if this game looks even halfway familiar in some of its structure, it's made by the developers of Krea, which was like a Terraria clone competitor back in the day. I always liked that one. It had some interesting ideas. It definitely was rougher around the edges, largely because it's made by 2 people and did not have the budget that Terraria did. But it was still charming. I thought it was neat. I feel like I should go back and give it another shot, but I also remember it being kind of long. I mean, that's true of so many of these games, that they're not quick experiences. Okay, other thing I should probably do. Okay, so here's the stone deposit. There we go. Here's the wood deposit. And here's the iron deposit. Okay, and then it's just asking me to research stuff. What if I can actually just turn this off? Maybe. I think I will. I don't need to see it anymore. Okay, so have we finished researching these? No, they're still going. I guess I'll add essence folding. So we're going to need 20 cranks and 20 iron gears. And then everything else. Oh, essence folding is our standard, like, research materials. Okay. I think I'm going to put some platforms here. They're not high on my list. But I want to get rid of some of the dirt so I can have some more, like, workable spots. Okay. So I think the big one actually is, while the research finishes, let's get the wood setup done first. So what I'm going to have is a bunch of combustion drills, which I guess I'm going to need to make. A bunch of combustion drills going into, on top of the wood with one crank wood that is designed to keep everything running just in case the something goes wrong with the lineup. Maybe. I don't know. I want to feed them back into themselves so they can, you know, power themselves. Because I think that's going to be extremely helpful long term. Well, I mean, it just means I don't have to manage them in any way, shape, or form. Up until it starts running out of resources, at which point I'm going to have bigger problems, because then I'm going to have to find new nodes. Hopefully we'll find plenty of new nodes before this place runs out. That's usually the case on a Sandbox automation game. But you never know. Okay, that should be kind of good enough. So let's craft. What can we make? Structures. Okay, combustion drill, crank drill. I'm also going to need a power... No, that's a power relay. Because I think the power relay is for specific powered structures. Okay, grab all the iron. About all I'm gonna have access to. Go up here. Alright. But actually, they cover a much larger range, too. One covers there. Okay, so that's going to output. Put that there. Eventually, we're going to want to look into proper bio bricks and whatnot. We have bypasses. We also have a splitter. There's a crank generator, but I don't think that's going to do the trick here. Okay, automatically collects from transport tubes 2 blocks away. So this might actually be one of those situations that... they'll auto-collect the basic resource for me. Let's put transport tubes as number 3. Okay. Craft. Oh, I'm going to need 2 mana for this. Then I should probably actually just start harvesting some mana, too. Because I want to have at least one splitter that's, yeah, so maybe I don't have to worry about powering these things. I want to have at least a splitter that is going to a nearby chest. Would help if I actually made one. Okay, how are we doing on research? Everything except for this one, which requires resources that I have to make in mass. I guess I'm going to make a couple of chests, because I know I'm going to need them in groups. Okay. Why no split? Oh. Because I don't need one. Or do I? Okay. So we do need one. Okay. Transport hub. Put that in. I guess I can move it over one more tile. Yeah, because it might be one of those that the splitter... Yeah. So the splitter cannot auto-deposit on its own. There we go. And yeah, my tubes can also go through platforms, which is actually really cool. That I can just put these down automatically. So, I guess rather than any kind of production chain or structure, what I should probably do is just have a big wood setup entirely dedicated to just harvesting as many of these basic resources as I can. I can hand move stacks of things for a while we build up a factory. The main thing is just having sufficient income. So the other question I have is, yeah, this sucker's... They're not really managing this lower section. If I wanted to get a third drill going. Okay, good. So the drills will pull from themselves. That's nice. Iron for the time being? Maybe. Make forges. So what are they missing? Looks like probably just iron. I'm just going to leave these running as is. I could fuel them, but the crank is good enough for now. Eventually, hopefully we'll be able to go for, like, powered drills, and then we really don't have to worry about anything, but it's fine. Okay. Can I make a couple of these cripes? They are iron hungry. In that case, I have a crank drill. And some tube. Yeah, well, I'd like to go for the mana first, because we're going to need that too. It turns out I need boatloads of iron for, like, everything. Huh. Yeah, it's interesting. Oop, too far. Just let that go. Yeah, so I think we're going to need the iron chain more than anything else. Let's see. Craft. Materials. Make a couple of those. Did I end up making a gazillion chests? I did. Perfect. Okay, so these aren't going to be outputting that much mana. I think the combustion drills are faster. I just don't know how much. Noticeably. Or they've just been running for a while. It's kind of an either or. But yeah, let's go get my iron linked up if I possibly can. Okay, so I've got 2 combustion drills, so really it's just transport tubes. And I need so much more. At least I think they're 2-fers. That each one of these transport pipes is worth... results in 2 of them. Okay, I guess in the meantime, let's just see what we have, what we're up against over here. Because luckily the wood is directly next to... Let's see. The wood is directly next to the iron mine, so I should be able to reroute it pretty easily. I might have to turn all the pipes around, so it goes towards the iron first, as opposed to away from it, which is fine. This is iron, right? Yeah, good. Okay. That's a decent chunk of iron. A lot of stuff in this location. I guess what I can do is figure out... Actually, let's have the central route. Okay. The reason why I'm thinking of this is we need tons of iron. Going... Actually, yeah. Do that. Then we want a pair of forges. It'll take that long to make. And I can have the forge go down. I think I'll have it go there. Have both of these go inwards. Okay, I guess let's go grab more wood from the chest. Because at least this way... Nope. At least this way, they'll be able to just kind of keep going. There we go. And for now, I'm just going to have a pair of chests there. So the main problem is, where do I get my wood in? Because this will pull from here, here. I could potentially have the wood kind of cycle, well... Alternatively, I guess the easier option, rather than that, any of this stuff, is... We're gonna have to have 2 pipes going on here. One's gonna be the lower section. I guess I can also space them out a little bit. So they're not directly next to each other. This is gonna get messy so fast, man. But that is part of the joy of this. Okay, so I'm just gonna have this kind of cut up through here. And cut over. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah. That's a lot more iron. Yeah, I'd probably just make as many transport tubes as I can get. The question is, do I have them loop around? This feels wasteful. Only reason why I kind of want to have them loop like that is the stone deposit is above. Like, we're going to have these drills feed my whole dang network. I just want them to feed the... Oh my gosh. Oh wait, no, we're still making more. It was actually a 1-to-3 ratio, so that's actually super good. Okay, cool. So what that is going to do is now it will feed each and every one of these drills. They'll just pull from the pipes and keep it fueled. Then I'm going to pull these two. Rotate that so it's going down. Make a couple more of these. I just want to have kind of a one-stop shop with a bunch of iron in it. Guess I'm just going to have that point upwards into a chest for now. Kind of just out of the way. I figure that'll just make it easier. Alright, and now that I'm thinking about it, let's just put platforms through here. And figure out, what is the extent of this iron? Okay, it's not huge. What? Those slugs are just doing a disco up there. Damn. Okay, actually, there's not as much of this as I was hoping for. Hopefully there's bigger nodes later. So there's going to be a little bit of iron over here that probably isn't going to get harvested. Okay, can't make more of those, but that's okay. Two more of them, two more of these, and then as many pipes as I can get. Seeing as iron is going to be my biggest limiting factor, let's just go hard on iron. As hard as I well, hard as iron. Hard on iron as hard as I possibly can. Okay, I recognize this is a little hyperbolic, probably. Hyperbole is one of those words that, like, you kind of remember the definition of it, but you never quite, like, fully internalize it. No matter how many times people tell you, it's easy to forget. Hyperbole. Okay, exaggeration is a rhetorical device. I was correct. I had a feel for it, I just, I don't know, didn't remember super duper well. So I wonder if the platform is blocking it. No, maybe not. There we go. So the question is, can I have a forge up here? The answer is yes. Probably also make some torches. Yeah, the main problem is I just have to put a tube on those. But that's okay, that's manageable. So how do I want to do this one? Because currently the furnaces up top aren't getting any fuel. Extreme goofus strategy. There we go. Alright. Get some more iron, because I'm going to need it. There's no iron. There it is. Huh. Yeah, the chests don't update until something new goes in. That's weird. That is a weird. Okay, make some more tubes. Yeah, we'll do a bypass. Damn, the bypasses take some resources, apparently. Oops. Don't need to do a violence here. I love those slimes. Just vibrate and hard as they possibly can. Okay. Next up. There's the bypass. There's the bypass. Oh, okay. So that's actually a really nice basic bypass. There's the last one. Okay, cool. So now we've got 2 furnaces going simultaneously, giving us iron, which is largely what I need. Start taking a look at other things. You don't have that much room for industry, but this also gives me kind of some ways to get other resources mixed in here. Somewhat comfortably. It's not the best, but it's good enough, maybe. Okay. So we've got stone, but I don't need large quantities of stone yet. The best thing I could probably do is just put together, like, drills into a chest. We have the mana, which I think we are actually going to need to split some... I think let's just set up some combustion drills on that one as well. But for now, I'm going to just clear this up. I'm also going to have to consider kind of my grids here. No, actually, this works out fine. Oh, those are fine. Grab all that stuff. Let's see. Craft. Make some more platforms. I kind of wish I could actually just hit the button for scaffolding on my quick bar and it would actually make more. That would be a nice little bit of quality of life. Let's snag both of those. Can I make some more combustion drills? I can, in fact. Alright, I'm actually going to pipe the mana in now. Because we're going to need to make some stuff here. And so what I should probably do is actually bus everything down to a lower level rather than keeping it too close to home. I think for now, the best thing I could do is just put it in a chest and do all of the actual like main routing myself for now. Because I can take a couple stacks of 100 things here and there. And call it close enough. Put the mana in here. I guess we didn't need to put the mana in there. Okay. Where's... Oh, we were making... There it goes. Okay, so the question is for this. I'm going to need 20 cranks to a bunch of gears. Fair enough. Well, that iron production is going. Which is largely what I was hoping it would be. Okay, so we need to do... I'm going to just start those as soon as the combustion drills are done. And good news, combustion drills are on their way. That fine? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I guess it's easy enough. Guess I do have like half a stack of these. There we go. We're gonna move those over. I think we wait until we have enough cranks and gears before I start making anything else. Unfortunately, the curse on this game is that I never make it far enough in it. You know, I get kind of the basics of my factory down and then the video ends, and I always feel bad about it. Unfortunately, my progress got wiped, which is part of the reason why it took so long for me to... Oh, toggle auto sort, that's nice. And my progress got auto-wiped with the last update? One of the previous updates. 0.3 was the previous, like, stable branch. Hopefully there won't be any more wipes after this. I make no guarantees. My assumption is always you want to start over for the 1.0, which at the pace this is going, I would expect to be sometime in late 2026, 2027, or if the developer gets a lot of sales and is ambitious, decides to go for like 2028. Which isn't bad. I don't know. It's still one of the better like factory automation games that I've played in a while. I think for me, it's just having access to the side-scrolling, having it be side-scrolling rather than top-down just feels different. It feels cozier. Makes me feel like a proper dwarf as opposed to, well, I'm a robot in this case, but it makes me feel more dwarfy than just like random colonist exploitation man. And I mean the fact that, yes, I am this kind of weird, kind of cute robot that is doing this as opposed to, you know, just indentured employee number X thousandth. You know, that's so traditional. I don't hate it. Okay, is this going? Yes, it is going. Okay, cool. So that means I can probably just make transport tubes. How's it going? Is there a way I can actually just quick select from there? The answer seems to be no. Okay. I'm just gonna get a wood tube. Going around. And that can also feed the, that can also feed the stone. Because I don't think we're going to need much stone, so I don't need to pipe too much fuel towards it. Okay, which means I can get my last combustion drill up in here. Perfect. Okay, so now we've got a reasonable supply of mana going in. Looks like I might have been off the mark as far as gears and planks go, so I guess let's snag some of this. What other structures can I make that I've been ignoring up until now? So we can make mana fiber, but that requires silver. I don't know where silver is. I can make an assembler. That's actually really convenient. I should probably get one of those. Or like a bunch of them. I guess, yeah, let's carry a stack of 100 mana on me. Oh, and now we're done with the magic. So it looks like it just needed more time. Well, option A, we try and make everything here. Option B, there's only 3 resources that we actually have in the moment. Up to 4. We have mana, we have... No, sorry. We have wood, we have mana, we have iron, and we have stone. And then supposedly silver exists somewhere. So that's 5 resources to potentially put on a main bus, if you will. At which point I would then just split things off based on that. I think considering there's not much downwards. I guess I can scan out. Okay. So there's nothing directly down from here. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build a combustion drill. This ain't working. I'm going to forget about these for forever. So instead, I'm just going to make a gazillion tubes. Or cancel the tubes for a second. Let's get another combustion drill. Oh, We already had another one. Whatever. Okay, and we give it exactly whatever. We'll just give it that much. Let's harvest that. Another one of these here. Platform there. Okay, cool. So this should self-fuel at this point. If I take this back, it should just pull from that. Yeah, perfect. So it pulls from its own outputs. I don't think I'm going to do anything with that for the time being. I think we're just going to replace this one with a combustion drill as well. And I was going to put 100 wood there, 100 wood there. Really? Oh, they don't pull from chests. And there's no way for me to, like, pull things out of that, is there? Gadget, repair tools, mana turret, mana bullet, quartz. Because crank generator, yeah, we don't have anything that specifically pulls, unless a tube does. Let's find out. Can a tube pull from a chest? No. Chests only do input. Okay. Just hope I can build directly below. Yes. I know this is tacky, but I want to get these deposits gone. If they were infinite, I'd actually consider them into a workflow, but right now I think the best and only thing that I could do is just have them output. And then burn through their entire stock. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so we now have a setup. It's not an exciting one. There's also a fair bit of resources remaining. So, like, I will have to come back to manage this a little bit. Each of these can hold 100, so that means this thing can hold 1,000 iron. However, if we're lucky, that means it's going to generate that much. We might run out of wood first. Hopefully not. Okay, so in that case, I'm actually going to take that back. My logic here is just tidier. The less twists and turns that I have in my pipe networks, the easier it is for them to be predictable. I'm just going to put the wood chest on top. If there is wood that is not used, it go there. But even then, I'm probably still going to have to come back and refuel it. Okay, so now that we've done that, we should have plenty of stuff set up here that I can actually do some things. I guess should I just extend this? I should. Oh, my character's only 2 tiles high. Sorry. Some games higher or lower. Okay. I don't think I need that much. So, question is, how do I pipe my resources and where? The big issue also boils down to, I'm going to have to do a fair bit of terraforming to actually build a factory in here. And we don't have time for that. So instead, we're just going to get a couple of assemblers, folderies, and just figure this out live. So that's a crank generator, so we can't work with it. So folds essence, empowering research. Distiller produces complex forms from a definitive state. Okay, so we cannot make a distiller. We don't have silver for that. but I should be able to make a foldery. I just need mana fiber and some other things. Let's, I guess, make a couple of power relays because we're going to need those. A couple of cranks because we're going to need those. The main issue is, oh, to even make any of this stuff, I need silver. Well, we got 2 possible spots for it. Let's go find out. Yeah, good enough. What is going on here? Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna go in a direct line. I do hope eventually we get the ability to mine a 2x2 area simultaneously. That will give me some it'll be convenient. Question, can I just mine all the way out here? No. I can see all the way out there. I love the fact that I can zoom as far as I do. But still going to take some work. I'm pretty sure there's a tech. If we find another one of those research things, I'm pretty sure there's a tech that lets me mine in a 2x2 or 3x3 radius, which makes this whole process so much easier. This is sandstone. Alright, that was not what I was hoping for. Yeah, do we see anything else that I could possibly go to? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Alright. Go over here. Honestly, if it's silver over here, that's actually easier because it's closer to my setup. Might take a little bit of management, but that's about it. Okay. Go from here. Let's see. Do I want to get platforms down? Yeah, I might as well. This moves reasonably fast enough. I'd have a little bit. Alright, so far so good. Unfortunately, my brain is elsewhere today. Probably going to be elsewhere for a while. Just stuff going on. I think my problem is I need to, like, start a podcast or something, or really start doing, like, video essays. Again. I have a lot of, like, I have opinions. Is this... Okay, this is silver ore. Good. Yeah. I have opinions about certain parts of the games industry that I've been thinking about lately, and so every once in a while something like puts me in the mindset of thinking about it, and then I have to like naturally balance my ability to do commentary with my like desire to talk about this thing. But you know, I like getting off topic in a video. It can be fun. However, that off topic has to be like off topic in a productive or an interesting fashion that's somewhat related to what's going on, or it's a game where I'm just like truly sitting around doing whatever and I can just smoothly commentate about whatever I want and no one really cares. It's a problem when it's a game where like it's going to interrupt me, or if the topic is maybe a little bit too spicy. That just ends up feeling like I'm interjecting with something annoying. But, where was I? Where was I recently? Oh, yeah. I know a guy who likes to kind of wait for his turn to talk or for a gap in the conversation, or really kind of just whenever, but will just interject with like some random topic that, you know, he's interested in, but you might not be. But it's kind of one of those where you just have to like accept that topic is going to be brought up by them because, you know, it's of interest to them. And like, it's hard to be mad about it specifically. Like they're, I don't know. It's hard to be, like, strictly mad about people being interested in things, but it's one of those where, like, breaking the flow of a established conversation just to bring up something unrelated just feels weird and wrong. And so I recognize that, like, there is no conversation here. This is one long monologue. I can talk about whatever I want. But that still makes me feel kind of like a bad YouTuber. You know, I like to kind of stay on topic, stay on target, not really, like, go too far. I guess I should get a torch down. I'm very obstinate about torches for some reason. I have plenty of torches. What am I doing? Boy, look at that. Let there be light. I can now actually see things. So what is the most optimum way to harvest any of this stuff? The problem is this kind of sucks. Yeah, the problem is this is silver. I mean, do I need that? No, we'll probably have platforms coming through. In fact, I am assuredly going to want to have pipes and some other things, but let's just get this set up here, because we should probably also have some forges rolling. I don't think I'm going to do too much setup for my forges. The other thing I could actually do is break my kind of platform grid here. I don't have to be this specific. Or maybe I do. Yeah, okay. Let's just do this. Make a bunch of transport tubes, because I'm going to need a ton of them. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to have the wood go top into... oh, shoot. No. Oh, because we're still making forges. Made too many. Dug too greedily. Dug too deep. Okay, let's just give this 50. That way we'll at least be generating some. Because I'm going to need silver for a number of products. Okay. Main problem is... I need to make so many of these tubes. I'm going to have to get rid of that. Yeah. Oh, so be it. It's not going to take too long. This gives me plenty. I guess let's do 50. And fine, I'll just give that 84 for now. But to finish kind of the topic I was kind of mulling over. It's not that I have like an aversion to going like way deep off topic or even talking about controversies if I think it's particularly relevant, but I do kind of prefer not to bring up anything like terribly controversial when it's not relevant. You know, if it randomly pops up in a conversation or if a game, you know, does something that's like, yeah, sure, I'll talk about that. But I feel like I would be doing a disservice to a developer to bring them into a conflict that they aren't necessarily involved in. Oops. There's a problem. Alright, I'm just going to grab all of these. We're going to move it up a tier. Thought the thing ran just a little further. Should be fine. Let me see. 'Cause yeah, I don't know. Nothing sucks more than when I'm like, hey, yeah, here's this cool game, and everybody's arguing about something else completely unrelated. Okay, how's this looking? So the main issue is, yeah, this is the one issue. I think sometimes it can be related to the game, even if it's completely unfair. Like every once in a while, I see people go like ape over something that they perceive as wrong in a game. Anywhere from like pixel art. I know pixel art is like one of those weird hot button things that every once in a while you get somebody being like, I want to love this game, but it's pixel art. And it's like, so? Pixel art is great, man. Like you can do some really nice pixel art. This is a nice looking game. You know, it's maybe no like hyper advanced super pixel. Oh, no. It's no hyper advanced super pixel art like some games might have, but like pixel art has this nice timelessness to it that you just don't get out of okay. Oh. Yeah, I keep thinking these things have a range of 3. It's a range of 2. Yeah, pixel art has kind of a timeless quality to it that 3D doesn't have, and pretty much never will. It always kind of sucks from my perspective, because it's like, there's some really nice looking 3D games out there that have not aged well at all. And there are some that actually have. I think anything from the like the PS1 era kind of aged really gracefully in comparison. That like, the really pixel textury look worked. But once you started trying to go for the more realistic lighting and realistic textures, looking at you, 50 Cent Blood in the Sand, like it starts looking so bad. It looked bad back then, it looks bad now. And that is a hill that I will fight on. So this one has a range of 2x3, interesting enough. Yeah, so I can have this potentially make things for me. I just don't know what and where. I guess if I wanted to be weird, what I could do is actually, you know, we have this wood line here that goes further. That we don't really have anything going on. And rather than pulling from my fuel line, even though I kind of have no choice but to do so, maybe what I should do is have, I love the disco slimes. What I should probably do is just have this go here into an assembler. And yeah, do we just have this make plank? We could. The thing is, planks are extremely easy to make. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it. Okay. Yeah, so I think I might actually have this be just like a secret little production area for the time being. We really, I mean, this video is already over an hour long, so we should probably stop sooner than later. But I at least wanted to get some advanced production done, even though I've mostly just focused on putting together my resource chains. I know what I can do. I know what's the focus. More even than the assemblers. What I want is, well, I guess I'll leave that one as is. I did make a crank generator, correct? Yes. And I have at least a power relay. Perfect. Question. Can I put a power relay here? I can. That's nice. Alright. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be like a hyper automated setup. This is just something that can kind of go on its own. Okay, so we do need a distiller and we do need a foldery. I don't know which gives me what, but that's okay. So let's go back to crafting. So if I want to make mechanical essence, I need a distiller. Well, we have one. So I'm just going to put it here. How's it work? Select a recipe, that one. So this is going to require cranks. a crank requires a plank. And an iron gear. So... Because I have iron right here. The only immediate problem is routing it around freaking Spaghetti Town. So I think the better thing to do would be to have it go right here. Nope. Oh, why is there a ladder there? I have no idea. Oh god. This is actually like the worst nightmare scenario from, I mean, it's not that bad. It's easy enough to follow up on the mistakes. You have to be very careful where you're rotating things. Because, yeah, you absolutely can rotate the wrong pipe in the wrong way. And that's going to go extremely bad in very funny ways. So, yeah, I can do an assembler here, which is going to do plank. Because this is going to pull from plank. Then we can do another assembler here. I think I can actually just do a couple. Okay, so you're going to be working on crank. Oh. Which just has the distiller between it. So I'm going to point up, which we're going to then have another assembler. Another assembler directly next to it. Goes the other direction. You're going to be working on gears. You're going to be working on that. You're going to be working on cranks. I mean, supposedly this should work. You can put that there. Okay. Gives us enough power. All I have to do is crank this. So, is this a clean setup? No. And then all I have to do is just get a foldery directly above it. How's the foldery work? Okay, it just goes up, question mark. Let's see, so I guess the other thing, where are my power relays? I'm just gonna put them here. I think I'm only gonna use my hot slots for... I'm gonna actually move these platforms. It seems like it's better to kind of operate under a 3x3 grid, sort of. Maybe. At the very least, yeah, I guess we might just have to pipe things around a little. That's not really a problem. Okay, required essence. Goes up. Actually wonder... Yeah, so we have to have the pipe. It just doesn't matter here. Okay, let's do something. Refinement process. I guess, yeah, sure. Let's just go with that one. So how does this work? Looks like it just does, in fact. So if I were to do anything else, what I would probably do is kind of mix and match at least a couple of folders. Just so we can research multiple things at a time. This is kind of a sloppy setup, but it's a good way of doing my basic research, at least for now. And then I can look into doing other things at a later date. But we've got basic industry going, basic science. All of my resources are being managed. The only immediate problem is we do not have enough wood, is the tricky bit. I'm like, it is manageable. There are things that I can do. Namely, I can put more of these drills on. The only immediate problem with that is that we will run out of resources faster by doing this. But if that's what we need to do, because yeah, right now we are just not outputting nearly enough, and the demand on this side is extremely bad. Maybe that's okay. Because I can leave that there. We don't need tons of science. We just need some. And if this caps out because it's full, so be it. Okay, cool. Well, with all that said, this is the basics of AutoForge. You'll probably see something like this video again. I think the base game doesn't really change too dramatically from one game to the next, but at least I got a little bit further than the last time I played this. But I adore this game. I adore most factory automation games, but something about this one has heart in a way that like Factorio or Satisfactory doesn't quite. I think for me it's the you know, clean little pixel art, the cozy interior environments. It's kind of like how Core Keeper and Terraria are different vibes. Even though technically it's the reverse situation where Core Keeper is top-down and Terraria is platforming. It just feels claustrophobic, but in a like tight, cozy, I'm in an animal burrow way. Except for my animal burrow is made by machines and it's filled with machines and pipes and industry and stuff. Don't think about it too hard. And I think for me that has like a really noticeable difference in feeling that I cannot help but enjoy. Let's see. Yeah, I guess the next thing I'd do is probably try and figure out how to get access to more wood. I could pipe it in. And hopefully maybe just increasing the amount that I'm generating might just do the trick too. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Got my sword out. Let's take a look around. I'm gonna fight the disco slugs. You thought you could taunt me this entire video. To that I say nay. Is there anything else up here? I'm taking like a couple of boxes and barrels, but nothing progression-y. Probably. Maybe. Anywho, I guess with all that said, might as well repeat one more time that AutoForge is available on Steam. It's been out for over a year now. It's getting regular updates. It's got a new update actually kind of looming. That the next big update should be added to the experimental branch sooner than later. And adds, I think, a fair bit to the game. I don't know. I haven't gone that far. Oh, shoot. I just had this thing here this entire time. Oops. Gotta keep an eye out for those. They're useful. I guess we can go take a look at what upgrades I can buy, then we'll call it a day. But yeah, genuinely, if you like factory automation games, or if you're interested in them, but you've never actually bothered to play one before, this is actually probably one of the better ones out there in terms of like easy first impressions and learning how to play without like overtaxing yourself. Oh my gosh, I have way too much iron. I guess I could put a lot of it away. There we go. Along with like random junk like fungi, ancient bricks. Okay, maybe oil clots I can hold on to. But some of these are definitely more or less useful than other things. At least at the moment. Anywho. Yeah, it's available on Steam, and it is, let's see, it's $20 normally, down to 15, which is a fine price for what it is. Let's see, especially, once again, if you like factory automation style games. You gotta figure out where you get void matter from. Don't know. So what else do we have? Inventory space by 10, max health by heart, sword and blast projectile power, crafting speed, trash slot to inventory, or selectable area so I can mine bigger. Yarsh. Alright, well, now that I've done that, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know, and if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.